What's going on, guys? It's No just checking in, back in the kitchen with another video. I've never said that before, so that made no sense. But I'm in my kitchen. I just like to film here. My girlfriend or my fiance wishes I didn't. She wishes I would film somewhere that doesn't show our kitchen. But I like my kitchen. There's good top light. Anyway, we're going to do another video on testosterone replacement therapy. And more specifically, a little known side effect I want to make sure you guys are aware of when it comes to being on testosterone replacement therapy and or starting. I'm sure some of you have already experienced this, but if you haven't, this might give you the heads up, give you something to think about, whatever. Me sharing my shit like usual. If you'd like to know why I'm on TRT, it's in the description below. It edifies me, it's long, it's beautiful, it's poorly written, but it helps you understand why I'm on TRT. So the little known side effect I want to talk about today is weight gain and snoring or sleep apnea that can be associated with being on TRT. So beyond the fact that when I started TRT I gained weight, one of the things that happened to me is excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze, is I also started snoring. And I've always resented people that snore, and now I'm someone that snores. So that's awesome. It's not terrible. It's not something that's become so bad that I worry that I need to perhaps have some sleep studies done or really dig into it. But I do snore in general, not on my side, but when I fall on my back, apparently it will happen. And I have learned since, that can be a thing. Although a lot of the research and evidence is a little bit inconclusive, it's not like, I think, when guys talk about snoring and testosterone, usually it's associated to super physiologic doses like running a full-blown cycle of an anabolic steroid like testosterone. But it can also happen for guys on TRT like it has for me, and I honestly think that if I got my weight more under control, it would be less of an issue. Now granted, I'm not obese, but I certainly have more fat than I need to have per se, and I'm not a shamer, so I'm not, if you happen to be heavier than I am, you're good. We're still family. I'm just saying, when I look introspectively, I could probably lose more, and I could probably be at a better body weight in terms of my percent body fat, but I gained a lot of weight, and when I gained that weight, I started having some snoring issues. So right now I weigh in at 240 pounds. I have no doubt that if I were at 220, the snoring would not be an issue. So when I started TRT, I was effectively 200 pounds. So I've gained 40 pounds. And with that weight gain has come some sleep apnea. So that's all. I just wanted to bring that up. I really don't have anything, specifically to say or what you should do. I just think you need to know about it. I just think it's important to know that if you're on TRT, you might gain some weight. One, my appetite went up like crazy, as I've spoken about before, and two, I put on a lot of muscle as well as a lot of fat. When my appetite went up, I started to feel better. I just started eating and eating. I just felt like I could not satisfy that hunger, and I certainly know that it is more likely to have snoring issues if you're heavier, although that's not an exclusive thing. It's definitely something that's affected me. So if you're starting TRT, be mindful of your diet a little bit. Don't go too crazy. Think about your size. Be mindful if you have a history of sleep apnea, if you have a history of snoring. It is possible that starting testosterone replacement therapy will potentially, I keep putting these little cop-outs because I'm not a doctor. I'm just a man who's on TRT, who has experiences. I've consulted doctors, but the point is, it's a thing. Something to be on the lookout for, and it's all about being empowered, with information. That's something now that, if you gain too much weight and you're prone to sleep apnea or snoring, it could affect you. Hopefully it doesn't, and I think the moral of the story here is, one, don't take more than you're prescribed, and two, try to keep an eye on your weight if you can and make goals to chip away at that. I've been saying that shit for a long time, so I would like to get to a slightly lower body weight, but in general I'm relatively happy with where I'm at. I just could be better. I don't sweat it too hard. I think there are bigger fish to fry, but I wouldn't want my sleep apnea to get any worse than it is. I do know that my woman has had to whack me if I end up on my back, and so I try to sleep on my side, in which I don't have any problem snoring. But anyway, rant aside, psychobabble aside, there you go. A little known side effect of TRT, weight gain and potential snoring. Do with that as you will. Hope everyone's doing okay. Please Share in the comments below if you have something to add, if you happen to know more about the subject, and if your snoring is getting bad. I guess I should have said this from the beginning. You know, if your snoring is getting bad, it can have an impact on your life. You know, on your mood, on your energy, on your general health. Because if you're having sleep apnea and you're not taking full breaths, you're not getting into a REM cycle of your sleep, you're not sleeping enough, you're not feeling rested enough, it's going to impact you. I guess that's why I brought this up. Apparently, I planned this stuff. Not really. I just think about stuff to talk about around my mouth. So yeah, if you're snoring badly, we want to get that taken care of. There are sleep study centers, places that can figure out what might be causing it, help you get addressed. But the general gist is to be lighter. You know, if you can be lighter, it'll help, and don't cheat on your dose. That's all I got to say. We'll see you in the next video. Appreciate you guys. Take good care. Peace.